It's Friday, April the 8th, King of the Mountain State Show, presented by Dutch Miller Auto Group. I'm Chase Hill. I'm here with one of the two contestants in our first ever women's bout in the history of our promotion. We've been doing this 11 years. We're excited to finally get the gloves on the ladies. Sitting down with me today is Huntington's Amy Elkins.
Hey, Chase.
Hey, thanks for being here with me. I'm excited about this. You know, we haven't had the female fight yet. I know boxing is something that's going to be new for you, but you're excited about it. You own a gym down there in Huntington, Tri-State Fitness. Tell me a little bit about the gym.
I've had this gym for going on 2 years now. I worked here a little bit longer than that as manager. I got the opportunity to buy it, so I did. I've always loved boxing. I love the sport. I love contact sports. And a lot of the guys in here were doing it. And I was trying to figure out, something to draw a different kind of crowd here, find my niche. And, that's what happened. We started boxing in here. And next thing you know, we got a pretty good program going on.
And your gym offers a bunch of different stuff, right? You have a bunch of different outside of the boxing. Tell me a little bit about the equipment, the setup, the different stuff you've got there with the gym.
Well, we have all the cardio equipment you can think of. We have, pull-up stations, ropes, turf room, just about any kind of workout exercise piece of equipment you could ask for. We have a bunch of CrossFit style equipment in our turf room. We plan on putting two different rigs and two different rooms in here. We have 2 boxing rings. We got locker rooms, saunas. So it's a good little setup right here in a really great location right here in Barbersville. So
I've seen pictures of it, Amy. It looks good. I look forward to getting under seeing it in person. Zach Gillenwater was telling me when he went down there the first time, he said, Chase, they got 2 boxing rings. He's like, I never been anywhere that had 2 boxing rings. It's awesome. So you've trained around the boxers. Huntington's kind of the tri-state area is big in boxing. So you've been around it for years, but what happens? You did workouts, you've trained with these guys, been around them, and all of a sudden here we are a little bit at the ender stage for an athlete, and you decide you're going to do this competitively. How do we get to that point? What was the moment where you said, you know what, I'm going to do this?
Well, I've always been competitive in something on my whole life, and it's not my first contact sport. I grew up doing different styles of karate. In my mid-20s, for about a year and a half, I went down to a boxing gym in Huntington. So I learned a lot down there too. And I almost started to fight Haley Pennington a couple years ago in like a fundraising type of fight, and it got canceled. So I had worked with a coach for a little bit there. He was coming to give me private lessons when I owned another gym. And then I got, it just keeps following me around. So I felt like it's just meant to be, So I started coaching the guys and putting this program together and bringing coaches in and just joining in class. And, I was asked if they can bring a girl down to spar me. I'm like, sure, I'll give it a whirl. And it just went from there.
Yeah, it's exciting. And there is a bunch of guys in there and stuff. I mean, I know I saw you at my first event when we got a chance to meet each other and stuff. I could see the competitive drive in your eyes, your expression, like you were into it. You're ready to go. I'm excited about it. I know you got a bunch of people there that supporting you, pushing you to do this. What's it like seeing so many people jump on board behind you to kind of support you as you go through this process?
It feels good. I think a lot of people sit back and watch my potential and just watch how much I give to them. And I think they just want to give back, because it was really hard to get out of the mentality as, okay, Amy, you're an athlete too. You're not just the coach, everybody's mom, not just, worrying about everybody else. So I had to step back and be like, okay, if you're going to do this, you got to put yourself first, some too. So, but yeah, there's a lot of people out there rooting for me for sure.
Well, and I'm glad you did it, because you don't want to go a few more years and look back and say, I wish I would have, or what would it have been? What would have happened? I mean, at this point, no reason you're capable of doing it. You want to do it. Let's see what happens. But yeah, it's awesome.
There's so many things in my life that I look back and I said, why didn't I? I could have, I know I would have been good at it, or I should have tried. There's that, fear of failing, but as you grow up, you realize, failure is a learning experience. And if you don't fail, you don't learn, or if you don't fail, you don't know. So I just got to that point in my life. I'm going to do what I want to do. And I'm not going to let somebody say because I'm a girl or because of my age or because of this, that I can't, which, I was kind of afraid that they wouldn't let me, fight, but it's all working out. So
Yeah, it's great. And you have a pretty good next generation already in place behind you, whether it's Alexis or it's Haley. I mean, those girls are really good down there in Huntington. What a good group to have together. Um,
yeah,
as you
they've
go,
both been in here spar. Now Haley's one of my sparring partners. We work out a lot together, and I do her strength and conditioning as well. And she comes in here and we go at it. She helps me learn, and I help her learn, and we're just rooting for each other.
yeah, she's a fantastic young fighter. It will help her a lot to have you around there to push her and that kind of stuff. Because I know from what people say, like when it comes to working out and that kind of stuff, you're 100%. So now that you're going to be going to the boxing ring, I'm sure, maybe you've laid in bed at night and thought about this, and the music's playing and the lights are on and here we go. What do you think? A little bit of nerves as we approach April 16th?
Yeah, my nerves are, just the anticipation. You know what I mean? It's not a fear. There's no fear here. It's just the anticipation, being in the ring, the center of attention, under the lights, everybody else. That is where it gets me, because I don't really like to be the center of attention anyway. I just kind of like to do my thing and keep to myself. So to be the center of attention is probably the hardest thing for me to have to handle right now. But no, my conditioning's on point. This isn't something I've started to do in the last month. And I've put the time and the work in, and I feel like I belong.
So April the 16th down in Boone County, you're going to be fighting Shayna Stewart. Shayna is new to boxing. Her first experience was this past weekend or two down in Beckley at a semi-pro tournament. She goes and enters the thing and wins it. It goes 3-0. So here she is coming off a big weekend. She's proven herself, even though it's fairly new. She's proven herself in the ring. I spent months and months trying to find somebody that was willing to get in the ring with you. And she was. It took one or two messages and Shayna was ready to go. So a lot of respect for her for getting in the ring with you. And
a lot of respect for anybody who gets up and gets in that ring. It's not an easy thing to do. It takes a lot of courage regardless. So I definitely appreciate her giving me the opportunity to get my first fight under my belt,
And what a big step for you. Like a lot of people, and this, a lot of people in boxing, their first fight, yeah, they're popular, they're whatever. They get an easy fight to start with. You didn't get that. Like you're getting a semi-pro champ 3-0 right off the bat. So awesome. When we start looking at the card, we've got a 3-0 champ and we've got Amy popular ready to go. That's did all the work. We decided we were going to put that near the end of the card. So you'll be one of the last few fights that night. You'll have that long wait that Gary went through last year, being main event all the time. So it's going to be a big moment for you. I can see your online ticket sales already going through. You're going to have a crowd there.
Oh, I'm definitely going to have a crowd there. That's for sure. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. I'm just going to try to have fun with the whole thing and, do what I know to do,
And the way we've talked, and I understand it, if this goes well, if you enjoy this, you're successful at this, this is not something that's a one and done that you want.
No.
Yep.
No, I don't plan on one and doing anything. As I'm going to do what I can do as long as my body will let me. So
yeah. Hey, we're lucky to have you. I'm so glad. We've worked hard to try to get you matched, and we didn't want it to be some walkover deal. We wanted a real fight. We've got one. I'm excited for you. I can't wait to watch it. I've been in this 11 years and I'm having to go through the rules. What do I have to do different for the women's? So it's new. Yeah. It's new territory for me too. It's exciting. I'm sure there's a bunch of little girls out there that, that want to get into this. Now they've got some people to look up to. I'm sure that will be good for the crowd and all that. It's awesome. I can't wait. It's just a week and a day away, 8 days away.
I know, man. It didn't get real for me until the day, I knew I was going to eventually take a fight. And then, when coach said, will you fight on this date? And I said, yes, I'll do it. And then that's when it really got real for me. I was like, wow, I have a date. Like I'm actually going to do it. So ever since then, man, I was been busting my butt for quite a while, but I haven't let up. That's for sure.
Tickets are on sale now. There's links all over the page. Your people's finding it fine. It is just 8 days away. Next Saturday night down in Madison in Boone County at the Madison Civic Center. It's round one at King of the Mountain State this year. We have 16 competitors in the heavyweight, 8 in the middleweight, 8 in the lightweight. We've got 2 pro fights, maybe a third, and then we've got your featured bout there. It's super exciting. I know as you've went through this process, there's a bunch of people around you that's made some sacrifices and been there to support you. Give me some shout outs and the people around you before we go.
Well, Coach Jim Cava is the one that pushed me to do this and really showed me my full potential. And Pearl Dotson, he's been the one here to just do what he does, whatever I ask him to do for me, and he is available as much as he possibly can for me, and works me hard. And I have a couple other coaches that are here that I get to train with some, but mostly, Pearl and Jimmy. But and definitely, I'm here 16 hours a day, and my wife Amanda, she takes care of everything at home for me. She doesn't ever complain that I'm here working and then I'm training for another 3 hours, or I'm here from daylight to dark. So if it wasn't for her taking care of everything, I definitely couldn't put the time that I'm able to put in here for sure.
Well, and I know you've went through a little bit of the nerve.
Not one complaint have I heard. So, and I'm so lucky, because a lot of people do not have that. It's like, you're spending too much time in the gym, you're doing this and too much money here and this and that. But no, I don't have that. So I'm very fortunate.
And I know there's some nerves for you leading up to this. I'm sure she has some too, but seeing you in the ring.
She's excited for me. She never said one negative word. So, and I'm excited. Of course, I'm nervous, but definitely not fearful.
And when you talk about your team, Jim Cava, for those that don't know, he's kind of like specialized. He knows women's boxing. Like, it's a little bit different of a sport. Jim Cava is a vault of knowledge whenever it comes to the women's stuff. And then as far as Pearl goes, Pearl knows boxing. He's did it his whole life. He knows everything about it. He's a great guy to have there with you every day, working with. And then even Jim's boy, Jimmy, it's good to have there. You've got a great team behind you.
I really do have a great team, and they've all added their touches and their talents, and I just take what I can and put it together to make my certain style of fighter and the things that I'm comfortable with doing. And it's all about going in there and doing what's natural for you, you know what I mean, and doing it well. So
hey, you've put the work in, you got a good team, you got a good support group behind you. We're going to find out. I can't wait to watch it. We're lucky to have you, Amy. Thanks for sitting down with me today and going over this. Again, it's next Saturday night down in Boone County at the Madison Civic Center. Amy Elkins making her boxing debut against semi-pro champ Shayna Stewart. It's going to be awesome.
We'll be there.
All right.
We'll be ready.
I'll see you soon, Amy.
All right. Bye.